What is going on, guys? As always, your boy TheGreatOne, and we always talk about the greatest wrestling championships, the Intercontinental Championship, and of course my favorite, the World Heavyweight Big Gold Title, whether it's the WCW version or the WWE version. That title is definition of sexy. It is. I gotta be honest, guys, don't tell this to my girlfriend, but I would totally cheat on her with that championship. I already imagine me and the World Heavyweight Championship on vacation, playing with pillows. Life is good. Seriously, I wish I wasn't serious. I am serious. But there are some wrestling titles that are very good, however, because of their previous version of other effed up reason, they are really underrated. You know, they kind of forgotten. I probably mentioned some of these titles in the past, but I'm going to focus on general public not mentioning them enough. So today, my beautiful sexy beasts, you're watching underrated WWE Championship titles. NXT Tag Team Championships. Considering the fact that we have coins as WWE Tag Team titles for Raw and SmackDown, these championships look tremendous. Would I say that they look better than the previous championships that WWE used to have? No, but they actually look pretty good, and if I would be in a tag team, I would be proud to carry these pieces of gold. Seriously, who came up with these? Seriously. Why? Ugh. There's not really much to say about these championships. I just never heard anyone really admiring them very much, so I decided to put them on this list. And when NXT championships are better than the main roster championships, they kind of deserve to be on this, right? They do. Attitude Era WWF Championship. So when people say what is the greatest WWE title design, most of the people say either the Undisputed Championship or they mention the Winged Eagle belt, which is probably the most iconic in most people's eyes. However, I have a very different opinion, and I never understood why people always seem to forget about this championship, which is the Attitude Era WWF title. In my opinion, it looks beautiful. Whenever I see this championship, I think about Stone Cold Steve Austin drinking beers and actually replacing that championship with smoking skull that look just ugh. No, seriously, this championship is big, round, makes you look like a champion. I also think about Kane, I also think about Triple H wearing that championship. And you know what? I think this championship is better than the Winged Eagle belt. That's just my opinion though. Don't hate me. Just don't. NXT World Title. Okay, you're going to hate me for this, but I absolutely hated the previous NXT Championship. It's way too wide, it looks terrible, it looks like a piece of shit. And to be quite honest with you, I think that people loved it only because it's NXT. It's better than the main roster, so we gotta love the championship. No, it looked like shit. It looked terrible. It looks like you just stole one of the X's from X Factor and put it on a championship belt. It looked bad. It looked terrible. However, lately they actually replaced this championship with another one which looks absolutely beautiful. And one of the main things that I think is a very good looking championship, it makes you look like a legit champion, and that's what I love WWE titles. World Heavyweight Championship made you look like a champion. When you see Batista with that title, he looks like $1,000,000. He really does. Also Goldberg, also Edge. Pretty much everyone looks legit with that championship, except maybe Ray Ray. He's a bit small, yo. And Jack Swagger, because nobody gave a shit about Jack Swagger back then. But that championship made you look like a champion, and that's exactly what NXT Championship brings to a champion. It looks like a different version of the big gold title, in my opinion. Improved, modern version with NXT logo, big, has that same shape, and I absolutely love it. Let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer the old NXT Championship or the new NXT Championship? My answer is clear and loud. The new one. WWE Championship. I think that current WWE title is actually pretty beautiful. A lot of people will disagree with me. A lot of people seem to be in a very nostalgic phase. I'm dealing with that as well. But if it's new, it doesn't mean necessarily that it's bad. And I think that's the case with the WWE Championship. I think it's very beautiful. It has a big W. It represents WWE. It's kind of lazy though. Yeah, it's kind of lazy when you think about it. Like if they would make a world championship and they would stick a fucking world right here. Just that. A world. You know, because you're world champion. You know, that's just fucking lame. A bit lazy. Yeah. a bit lazy. It still looks good though. It still looks good. The shape is good. WWE logo is beautiful in itself. And you replace the side plates, which makes it unique every time someone is holding it. While it's obviously not my favorite WWE title design, I still think it deserves some credit, and a lot of people seem to forget to mention it when they mention best wrestling championships of all time, so I think it's pretty underrated. The Prestige though is screwed. Yeah, the Prestige is hurt by champions like Jinder Mahal. You know, the Prestige of his championship is, you know, but other than that, it looks beautiful. When Brock Lesnar won the Undisputed Championship, he didn't want to carry both titles, so that's how this championship was introduced. WWE changed their logo, so they changed the logo for that championship and introduced it, so these two titles were merged. So Brock Lesnar was carrying this title. You know, TNA World Championship. Yes, I know this is a WWE list, but I decided to put the TNA Championship because I don't think it gets enough credit. You know, it looks like a legit World Championship. I'm not quite sure if I like this one right here. You know, it looks like a dildo, you know, or something. It's just my opinion though. Just my opinion. However, this championship is absolutely amazing. Looks like a legit championship, nothing too fancy. TNA World Championship, golden, big in size, and great shape. Makes you look legit. Now, since I don't watch TNA, they probably replaced the championship with the green stuff that they are doing right now, which is terrible. I don't know why they are doing it. But this championship looked legit. Whether it was Matt Hardy, EC3, or any other guy, it made them look like a legit championship in a very not legit league. Sorry. Raw Tag Team titles. No, I'm not talking about these periods of bloods. I'm not talking about these. The only thing I could say about these is that they look like Christmas toys. And that's where I'm going to leave it right here. When I was a kid, I started watching wrestling. We had these championships. SmackDown championships and Raw Tag Team championships. And I gotta be honest, I always prefer the Raw Tag Team championships. I still think these are the best tag team championships of all time. A lot of people say that these are, but in my opinion, these are way more beautiful. They kind of remind me of the Undisputed Championship that they used to have on Raw and on SmackDown later. So the shape of the title, the design of the title, colors like red and golden, it just matches so well. And when I think about these championships, I always remember Rated RKO, also one of the most underrated tag teams of all time. Of course, later in the WWE, they merged both of the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships and introduced these pieces of shit. So, yeah, not a very positive ending to this piece of beauty. Intercontinental Championship. So when people say Intercontinental Championship is the greatest looking WWE title of all time, it looks so classic, amazing, prestigious, all of that sorts of crap, nobody is talking about this title, you know? And people seem to forget that this championship was actually around since Attitude Era up until like 2012, when Cody Rhodes actually introduced the old school version of the Intercontinental Championship that we have right now. It was a little bit different, but pretty much the same design that we're having right now. While I still can't decide which title I actually like more, I gotta be honest, the new Intercontinental Championship with white strap looks a little bit more prestigious, while this championship is very good looking. I love the colors, I love the shape of it, but it doesn't look that prestigious in my opinion. When I was a kid, when I first saw WWE, I actually thought this was like a Cruiserweight Championship or something. It never looked that, you know, big, but it looks very beautiful and I think it's pretty underrated. When I think about this championship, I always remember Chris Jericho because I think Chris Jericho never even held the other version of Intercontinental Championship. I think about Jeff Hardy, and then I think about Santino Marella. I think about Ezekiel Jackson. I think about all these terrible champions, and it makes me realize I'm pretty happy that they brought back the old IC title because the Prestige was broken, you know? And not in a good way of Matt Hardy broken. It was broken like, it was shit, right? I don't know. Wwe Spinner Championship. Hold on, don't press that dislike button. Be kind and actually press the like button because I used to crap on this championship so much. Every WWE titles video I would ever make, this championship would be the worst piece of crap I've ever seen in my entire life. I told you how I hated it, how it doesn't make any sense that it spins. But I gotta be honest, whenever I play these old WWE games, I look at this championship and I'm always like, well, it wasn't really that bad, you know? I think we kinda disliked it because it was too modern, it was too fancy. But right now, when you look at the WWE Championships, they are so lazy, it kinda makes you feel like, well, it wasn't that bad. When you see like John Cena with this championship, Randy Orton with this championship, it looks pretty nice. Now, I think the biggest problem for me was I couldn't really imagine The Undertaker with this championship. I don't imagine him playing with that spinning thing in his grave, you know, kinda feels weird. Also, it looked very good on CM Punk, and I can't imagine a different WWE title design on CM Punk, and maybe CM Punk actually made me like it. I'm not quite sure, but this championship doesn't look that bad. Anyways guys, thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below other WWE titles that are very good looking but people seem to forget them or not like them, or they just pretty much don't care. Let me know in the comments below. Also make sure to click that like button, subscribe if you haven't, click that bell if you haven't. Make sure to do that because YouTube is screwing up lately and that would help me out very much. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in description below. I also have a second channel called Greatness TV where I post comedy stuff, not funny comedy, but as always, the great one. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.